Now the only item I'm not using from Dollar Tree is my bowl. Now this is a dough bowl. It's actually my mom's. I asked if I could borrow it and I told her I would give it back to her with fall decor in it. If you don't have a bowl like this, that's okay. You can use anything that you have on hand. For this project, you're gonna need some kind of foam piece or something that your sticks can go into. So I'm gonna use 2 foam pieces at the bottom. Next, I'm going to space out my pumpkins. Since I bought a lot of different colors, I bought about 3 of each of the colors and then I have more of the white. I'm gonna evenly space out the colors. As I was doing this, my foam pieces were kind of falling apart, so I hot glued them together. I just used some skewers to hold them together. Once I have all my color sticks in, then I'm going to sprinkle in the white ones. Next, I added in moss to cover up my foam pieces. And then to fill in the gaps around my pumpkins, I grabbed some leaves from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna place those in around, and then I'm just gonna spread the leaves out so they're as full as possible. Another leaf I grabbed at Dollar Tree are these leather ones. These are completely new this year as well. So I'm going to add them in, hot glue them in place, just wherever I have holes or I think they might look nice. This is probably the most colorful centerpiece I put together. I think it looks awesome on my table. I've been seeing these wooden candle bowls everywhere. They're super cute, but they're very expensive. And I thought, you know what? I bet I could figure out how to make that for a fraction of the cost. So I went to the thrift store and I found this long wooden bowl. This was priced at $5.99, so a great deal. So the other items you're gonna need for this project is you're gonna need some tea lights. Now you don't need this many, you probably only need about 8 for this project. You're also going to need some scented wax cubes, and the one I got is the line dried linen scent. Now, if you have an old pot, that works best. This is one that I've melted candle wax in before. I'm gonna melt 4 of the value packs. I'm gonna use 8 tea light candles. So right now I'm just going to pop them out of their metal containers. So to do that, I'm just gonna push from the bottom. And then once you get it out a little bit, you can pull on the wick. Okay, so the wax is completely melted. So now I'm going to just lightly, not as lightly, pour it into the bowl. I let the candle set up for about 15 minutes. Now it's still liquid, but it's a little bit more firm and it's not as warm. I'm gonna start by putting in my tea lights throughout the candle. Now that everything's in there and it's setting up, I'm going back through and just pulling the wicks up gently. I'm using my tweezers.
Okay, so what's going on? How are we gonna fix the candle?
So when I was pouring the wax in, you guys, I got it along the edges here and like up here. So I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I fix this? So my first thought was, okay, what if I painted the wax along here? And Delaney's like,
That would make it worse. I think putting wax on the edges would make it way worse.
I would probably totally mess it up. Delaney said we could probably leave it the way it is, but I'm gonna try to add a little bit more wax really carefully around the edges to maybe fill up and meet this line. And hopefully that won't ruin what we've already done. So my tip whenever you guys are doing a candle like this is just be very, very careful when you're pouring the wax in so you don't have it splashing on the edges like I did. I'm gonna pour the extra wax into this disposable container so I have a little bit more control when I'm pouring. Okay, so I'm gonna let this set up. I feel like it's a little bit higher. We're not going to touch it until it's completely dry. I let the candle sit for about an hour and I am super impressed with it. I think it looks great. It's not perfect, but I love it. I'm gonna light all of the wicks. I wanted to show you guys how to put together a scented fall garland. So for this, you're going to need some cinnamon sticks. You're also going to need a bag of oranges and some bay leaves. You're gonna set your oven to bake at 200 degrees. Then we're going to be putting the oranges in the oven. I'm gonna put my oranges on these cooling racks so I don't have to place them directly on my oven racks, and then I just put a baking sheet underneath to catch anything that might fall. I'm gonna slice the oranges so that they're about 1/4 of an inch in thickness. And then I'll just place them on my cooling rack. And I'm gonna leave out the ends. So they're ready to go. I'm gonna put them in the oven now. You're gonna keep them in the oven for 4 hours at 200 degrees, and then you just wanna flip them every hour. While the oranges are in the oven, I'm gonna work on the cinnamon sticks. All I'm gonna do is simply drill a hole in the center of my cinnamon sticks. That way, when I put everything together on the twine, I can just easily string in my garland. Now, if you don't wanna drill a hole, you could always tie it around the cinnamon stick as well. I'm gonna drill holes into 18 cinnamon sticks. So it's been 1 hour, so I'm just gonna go through and flip all of the oranges, and then I'll put them back in for another hour. So I'll do that every hour until I get to the 4-hour mark. I'm gonna put them back in the oven. I just pulled my oranges out. They're dried and ready to go, so now I can assemble my garland. So I'm gonna pull off a long piece of twine. The longer the better, because you don't wanna have to redo this. And I'm gonna cut that out. For this, I'm gonna use a large needle, and I'm just gonna thread the twine through my needle. I like to double up whenever I'm doing thread or twine, so I'm just going to double up the twine and tie it at the end. Okay, so now for the fun part, I get to assemble my garland. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You can really do it however you want. I think I'm gonna alternate between orange slices and my cinnamon sticks, and then every maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6, I'm gonna add in a bay leaf. Because I have more oranges than I have cinnamon sticks, I'm gonna like double up my oranges a few times, maybe add in like a larger one and a smaller one. Again, there's no right or wrong way to put this together. I'm always looking for activities that I can do with my kids, and this, you guys, smells so amazing. So it would be perfect to set out for fall. Okay, so once you get to the end, you don't have to do it tight or anything, just loosely put it how you want it, and then you can just tie it off at the end. But we should take it slow, work things out so you can hang it up, you could set it out on a kitchen tray, but a perfect garland for fall. Hey guys, I'm Liz, and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.